Now, your forecast first.
Good evening, everyone. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint. Look at that pretty blue sky out there. Should be beautiful this evening. It has been all day. Temperature right now 78. That number right there, the dew point, is the most important number. 56. That is a very comfortable. Obviously nothing to show you here on radar, so we're going to end up down to a fresh 55 degrees tonight. The complete forecast coming up. Eyewitness News starts right now.
This is Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR.
Tonight's top stories at 6. The Utica Common Council voting on Ordinance 9 tonight. Today's the day we finally find out whether or not Complete Streets is here to stay. And getting legal cannabis could get easier in New York. Capitol correspondent Amel Taliji brings us the details. Plus, for the first time, New York State wines will be sold in Puerto Rico. Later tonight, Capitol correspondent Jamie DeLine tells us about a Finger Lakes winery that will be the first to sell their wines there. Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight for Eyewitness News at 6. I'm Shelby Pay, filling in tonight for Jamie Azoulay. A meeting was held by the Utica Common Council on Monday regarding the fate of Complete Streets. Ordinance 9 was put before the council, and while it was expected to be resolved at that meeting, the conversation is carrying over into tonight. The council is meeting yet again this evening, right at 6, to vote on Ordinance 9, which would return the flow of traffic for those 5 blocks of Genesee Street to 2 northbound and 2 southbound lanes, as they had been for decades. It is back on the floor for a vote tonight, so we'll have the results later on at 10 and 11. And New York's DEC is looking to get feedback from the public about how they plan to expand public access to state forests. Our reporter Josh Riley spoke with them earlier to go over the details of the state's plan for our local forests.
Public land is just that, public. In past years, there have been a lot of people heading into the woods for a summer getaway, many of them to the famous Adirondacks. The New York DEC is looking to expand public access to state forests and, in so doing, relieve some of the pressure on the Adirondacks. But before doing this, the state has opened up a public comment period for residents to voice their opinions on the state's plan for the land.
The Adirondacks have seen a major influx of tourism and hikers and such, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. So a lot of our state forests aren't as well known or well used as the Adirondacks. So some of the proposals in here hopefully will take some pressure off the Adirondack. We're opening the land to the public, but at the same time we are looking after making sure there isn't degradation of the resource.
So you might be wondering what kind of activities New York State's forests offer to those going to visit.
People can hunt, fish, camp. There's snowmobiling is a large activity. It takes place on state forests. Lately, over the past 10 years, I'd say the mountain biking community has really taken off.
So I asked how the public comment period factored into the DEC's plan to expand access to all the activities which are already available in the state's forests.
So a document like the Adirondack Foothills Unit Management Plan, we consult with these groups, and we also reach out to the public to see what their thoughts are. And based on all that feedback, we develop a management plan.
Once the public comment window closes, Scott and his office will go over the responses, make any adjustments that are needed, and then put the management plan into effect. Here is why Scott thinks that the state forests contained within the plan will be a great place for Central New Yorkers to spend some of their free time.
The forests in the Adirondack Foothills plan, they do share some of the same characteristics. So even though you're not in the Adirondack Park, you kind of get the feel that you are. So I think that fits in with the whole taking pressure off the Adirondacks by providing some other opportunities nearby that are outside the Adirondacks.
Reporting from Utica, Josh Riley, Eyewitness News.
And getting legal cannabis could get easier in New York. The Office of Cannabis Management approved a measure known as the Cannabis Growers Showcase. Our Capitol correspondent Amel Taliji has more.
Hopefully they get these rules and regulations out fairly quickly. And, it's summertime too. You don't want to buy weed in the middle of the winter,
Jeremy Jimenez is CEO of Honest Farm Co. He says he has an excess 1,000 pounds of cannabis. I'm told among all growers, there's 250,000 pounds of flower waiting to be sold, an oversupply from the 2022 growing season. Cultivators prepare the product thinking more dispensaries would have opened shop by now. The Cannabis Growers Showcase seeks to fix that issue, making sure extra products have an opportunity to be sold. The showcase will allow 3 growers to partner with 1 retailer to sell their products at certain festivals and events. This includes farmers and processors. But John Kagia, Director of Policy at OCM, tells me including a processor is optional. As far as where these events will be held,
these can be at the farms of our growers, or at the manufacturing facilities of our processors, or even at our retail locations.
The showcase can be held at events approved by OCM, such as locations that have not opted out of cannabis sales. It cannot be held at an event where the majority of those attending are under the age of 21 or a place that receives federal funding.
We're going to be evaluating the proposals and submissions as they come in.
Assemblywoman Donna Lupardo and chair of the Agriculture Committee says this is long overdue.
We have been truly desperate over what Senator Hinchey and I have described as an agricultural emergency. Even in the meeting, they described our farmers as the anchors of the cannabis supply chain. So it's long overdue. Welcome news.
The applications open up tomorrow. Reporting in Albany, Amel Talegi.
Be sure to get our CNY homepage app to stay up to date on all the latest local news. Before we go to break, here's a preview of your weather with Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint.
And have a look at that sky right now. It's great out there. Fresher air, cleaned the smoke out. The complete forecast coming up next.
Your eyewitness weather forecast.
Hey, good evening to you. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint. Go find me a better day. Seriously, I'll wait. Because you're not going to be able to. When we look back at the summer, this day is going to rank up there probably in the top 5. The sky is blue for a change. That means we've cleared the smoke out. The dew point's down in the 50s. It's perfect. 78 degrees, nice fresh northwesterly wind right now. And I think tonight it's clear, cooler, more comfortable for sleeping, with the chance to view the aurora north tonight. Low temperatures in the mid-50s. Tomorrow, I think much of the day is dry. It will turn warmer and more humid again, especially late in the day. And there's an opportunity for a late-day thunderstorm, but the more I'm looking at things, it might stay completely dry tomorrow, with showers and thunderstorms increasing by tomorrow night. So somewhere in the mid-80s tomorrow. Check it out. There's the latest on the smoke, not just here, but really across the country. We're all getting a break from it. So as we look down the road, good to go for now as the wildfire smoke thins out. So fresh, cleaner air, the smoke is gone. We mentioned how it will turn warmer and more humid again tomorrow. Again, a few thunderstorms by evening and probably to the west. And oh no, we're below 15 hours of daylight now. Yeah, the time's ticking, so go outside and make the most of this weather. It's perfect out there. 78 Utica, Marcy, and Rome. 81 Little Falls, 78 in Verona. Mid and upper 70s across Otsego County, Cooperstown, getting ready to go for induction weekend. 77 Worcester, Sherburne, and up in the Adirondacks, we're in the low 70s. And it just feels great. Utica, Rome runs on sunshine, just like Duncan. And I think as we go into the day tomorrow, I expect more sunshine, but again, turning warmer and more humid. So watch as we go through the course of the day. Notice we get towards the evening, there's 5:30. You don't see much, do you? Scattered showers and thunderstorms increase Thursday night and lingering into Friday. But they will taper by late Friday, and I think that's going to set us up for a pretty nice weekend. Have a look. Breezy, cooler, mainly rain-free Saturday. Might be a spritz in the morning. 76, lots of sun. Warm but not humid. Diet summer on Sunday, 82, and it's been a while. The last completely dry weekend we've had, you got to go back to the beginning of June. 85 tomorrow. Showers and storms taper late Friday, turns less humid by late Friday. Again, clearing Saturday, Sunday. The weather's looking great, and it does start to turn a little toasty again with maybe some thunderstorms by Tuesday of next week. Alrighty, Shelby, over to you.
All right, thanks, Craig. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on News Nation.
Tonight on News Nation, a former Long Island escort claims to have been on a date with the accused Gilgo Beach serial killer 8 years ago. She recounts some chilling details in her first live interview. Plus, the one and only Bill O'Reilly on Cuomo. Then on Banfield, how well do you know your neighbors? Ashley talks to two neighbors of the accused Gilgo Beach serial killer. Find out what they have to say about the suspect. Tonight on Banfield. See why more people are turning to News Nation. To find News Nation, go to joinnn.com.
You're watching Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR.
For the first time, New York State wines will be sold in Puerto Rico. Capitol correspondent Jamie DeLine tells us about a Finger Lakes winery that will be the first to sell their wines there.
A Finger Lakes winery will soon be making history again. Megan Frank says it was her great-grandfather, Dr. Constantine Frank, who first planted European grape varieties in New York State.
He basically utilized a technique that was very common in Europe, whereby you graft American rootstock with vinifera, the European sort of piece of the vine, and that was successful. So that was the first time, Chardonnay, Riesling, Pinot Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon, all of these varieties were possible.
Frank says this created a quality revolution for New York winemaking. Now, decades later, the Frank family's winery will be the first from New York to sell wines in Puerto Rico.
New York wines are world class. They are premium wines. They deserve recognition and respect, and they deserve to be accessible by wine enthusiasts all over the world, not just here in New York.
New York wines are known to pair well with a wide variety of foods, and according to Frank, Puerto Rican cuisine included.
We have our Dr. Constantine Frank line. We have some Rieslings that we're exporting, which pair so beautifully with the flavors and with the cuisine, the seafood, the citrus flavors that is so prevalent.
Wines from the winery's second label, Salmon Run, will be exported as well. While Dr. Constantine Frank Winery is the first from New York to expand sales into Puerto Rico, it likely won't be the last.
We know that many other wineries are already working with the really passionate team at the New York State Office of Trade and Tourism, and we really look forward to having more New York wines available in that market really soon.
Reporting in Albany, I'm Jamie DeLine.
And New York isn't the only state looking to benefit from chips. A new bill in the U.S. Senate is looking to speed up domestic manufacturing provisions included in the CHIPS Act, which was passed by Congress last year. Washington correspondent Rashad Hudson has more.
Ohio Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown says he's working to prevent delays in domestic chip manufacturing.
We want to just keep any kind of bureaucratic obstacles out of the way.
Brown is building off of the CHIPS Act passed by Congress last year. He says his bill will strengthen domestic supply chains, lower costs, and improve national security.
We are finally burying the term Rust Belt in this country. And the way we're doing it is bringing American production back.
Brown says the bill will also speed up federal environmental reviews for microchip projects.
We want to make sure this construction happens as fast as possible for Intel and for the feeder companies in the supply chain.
The promise of that legislation is it's supposed to cause a lot of money to flow into American semiconductor manufacturing. And of course, that's supposed to be good for our workers.
Ohio Republican Senator J.D. Vance joined the Senate after the CHIPS Act passed. He supports its goals, but says the Biden administration isn't moving fast enough.
This is not rocket science. The money has been appropriated. The law has been passed. We really need the Biden administration to do its job and to get that money out the door.
Deputy Commerce Secretary Don Graves says the money is on its way.
I expect that we're going to see a lot of these investments rolling out, specifically in the semiconductor industry, in the next few months.
And Graves says some semiconductor projects are already underway. Reporting in Washington, Rashad Hudson.
Still to come on Eyewitness News at 6, an absolutely packed day for baseball in the Mohawk Valley. Sports Director Brendan Miller will tell you all about it. That's coming up next.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Yeah, check 1, 2, 3. Good evening. I'm Brennan Miller with Eyewitness Sports. So much baseball. Thank you. Thanks. Sounds good.
Eyewitness Sports right now.
Good evening, I'm Brennan Miller with Eyewitness Sports. It's an absolutely packed day for baseball in the Mohawk Valley. 4 separate leagues in action with 10 area teams playing in crucial games, going as far as elimination games for a few. We're going to go in order of age here down the line, also starting with the 2 leagues that are still in their regular season, the PGCBL and the NYCBL. There are 10 days left in the perfect game season, only 4 in the New York, and each of our local teams trying to make sure that they end up in the postseason, starting with the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs. They're playing host to the Glens Falls Dragons tonight, sitting just 2 games behind the Utica Blue Sox for second place in the PGCBL East. They're a little cold as of late. In the last week, just a 2-3 overall record, but looking to turn it around against the Dragons, who have lost their last 6 games, despite being the 6th and final playoff team in the division. Boonville also playing tonight. They're further out of the playoffs, but not eliminated as of yet. Even with a 10-26 record, only 4 games out of a playoff spot in the division. One other PGCBL game, Utica heading to Oneonta as the number 2 team in the East. They're still 9 games out of first place, but that's really just a testament to how good the Amsterdam Mohawks have been this year. Wins still very important to the Blue Sox, though, to keep that 2 seed. They're playing Oneonta, who's just 1 game behind Glens Falls for the final playoff spot with their 13-23 record. Then another playoff race coming down to it in the NYCBL as the Cheryl Silversmiths are tied for the final Eastern Division playoff spot with only 4 days left. They've got the last place Syracuse Spartans tonight, though, so a chance to grab a win and solo possession of that 3rd place. The next league in action, the District 5 American Senior Legion Tournament. The most successful team so far, Adrian Post, who entered the postseason with an 8-8 record and the 5 seed, but since then have rattled off 3 straight wins against the 1st, 3rd, and 4th seeded teams in the tournament, Smith, Utica, and Moran Posts. They're yet to lose in the double elimination bracket, so sitting pretty right now as they go into a contest against the other team that's seeded higher than them, 2nd seeded Whitestown Post. Then after that game, it'll be an elimination contest between Smith Post and Utica Post for the chance to move on to the title. The names are very familiar to the District 5 Final Four. Since 2010, there have only been 1 year that Smith, Utica, or Whitestown didn't win the title, and that was in 2017 when Cheryl Post did. In that time, 4 titles for Smith, 3 for Utica, and 4 for Whitestown, so spread out pretty evenly. And then some players who may be playing for these Legion teams in the future. The Utica Little League 10-12 All-Stars heading to Saratoga Springs today to play in that Little League's representative tournament. And if they win tonight, they'll move on to the state tournament as one of only 8 teams remaining in New York with a chance to move on to the Little League World Series Metro Regional Tournament. That game started at 5:30, and as of right now, Saratoga Springs has taken a 1-0 lead into the 2nd inning. We'll have updates and the final score from that game tonight at 11. For now, though, that's all for sports. Check out CNYHomepage.com for your top sports stories. We're going to close out the broadcast after the break.
Tonight, the new legal battles facing former President Trump, plus the rapidly changing climate. Is your city or town or favorite vacation spot prepared? More Americans turn to the most watched program on television, World News Tonight with David Muir.
Eyewitness News continues on WUTR.
All right, welcome back. So today is one of those days that you just want to bottle up because, like, in 4 months from now, well, you know, just 4 short months. That's it. Clear sky tonight. Hey, the chance to view the aurora tonight, obviously look north. Then tomorrow, warmer, more humid. Most of the day is dry. We get towards the evening, though, you can see a better chance of showers. And really, I say evening, but probably more like tomorrow night for showers and storms. And those should begin to taper off by late Friday. I think that sets us up for a pretty good weekend. There could be a brief little isolated shower Saturday, but mainly dry. 76, lots of sun, not too humid Sunday, 82. And hey, it's been a while since we've had a completely dry weekend. We'll see, but you got to go back to June 3rd and 4th to find that. Late day, shower and storm Thursday, 85. More scattered storms Friday. Those taper late in the day. And again, that sets us up for what I think will be a pretty good weekend. Other than an isolated shower Saturday, clears the sky, 76. Breezy, cooler, comfortable. Sunshine, warmer, but not humid Sunday, 82. Does start to warm up and turn a little toasty with a few scattered storms by Tuesday. And into mid next week, we could be solidly into the 80s. Shelby, over to you.
All right, sounds great, Craig. It seems like it's going to be a great couple of days. That's all for Eyewitness News at 6. ABC World News Tonight is next. We'll see you back here again tomorrow.
This is Eyewitness News This Morning.
Good morning. Getting legal cannabis could get easier in New York. The Office of Cannabis Management approved a measure known as the Cannabis Growers Showcase. Our Capitol correspondent Emil Taligi has more.
Hopefully they get these rules and regulations out fairly quickly. And, it's summertime too. You don't want to buy weed in the middle of the winter,
Jeremy Jimenez is CEO of Honest Farm Co. He says he has an excess 1,000 pounds of cannabis. I'm told among all growers, there's 250,000 pounds of flower waiting to be sold, an oversupply from the 2022 growing season. Cultivators prepare the product thinking more dispensaries would have opened shop by now. The Cannabis Growers Showcase seeks to fix that issue, making sure extra products have an opportunity to be sold. The showcase will allow 3 growers to partner with 1 retailer to sell their products at certain festivals and events. This includes farmers and processors. But John Kagia, Director of Policy at OCM, tells me including a processor is optional. As far as where these events will be held,
these can be at the farms of our growers, or at the manufacturing facilities of our processors, or even at our retail locations.
The showcase can be held at events approved by OCM, such as locations that have not opted out of cannabis sales. It cannot be held at an event where the majority of those attending are under the age of 21 or a place that receives federal funding.
We're going to be evaluating the proposals and submissions as they come in.
Assemblywoman Donna Lupardo and chair of the Agriculture Committee says this is long overdue.
We have been truly desperate over what Senator Hinchey and I have described as an agricultural emergency. Even in the meeting, they described our farmers as the anchors of the cannabis supply chain. So it's long overdue. Welcome news.
The applications open up tomorrow. Reporting in Albany, Emil Taligi.
Tune into Eyewitness News at 6 right here on WUTR.
This is Eyewitness News This Morning.
For the first time, New York State wines will be sold in Puerto Rico. Capitol correspondent Jamie DeLine tells us about a Finger Lakes winery that will be the first to sell their wines there.
A Finger Lakes winery will soon be making history again. Megan Frank says it was her great-grandfather, Dr. Constantine Frank, who first planted European grape varieties in New York State.
He basically utilized a technique that was very common in Europe, whereby you graft American rootstock with vinifera, the European sort of piece of the vine, and that was successful. So that was the first time, Chardonnay, Riesling, Pinot Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon, all of these varieties were possible.
Frank says this created a quality revolution for New York winemaking. Now, decades later, the Frank family's winery will be the first from New York to sell wines in Puerto Rico.
New York wines are world class. They are premium wines. They deserve recognition and respect, and they deserve to be accessible by wine enthusiasts all over the world, not just here in New York.
New York wines are known to pair well with a wide variety of foods, and according to Frank, Puerto Rican cuisine included.
We have our Dr. Constantine Frank line. We have some Rieslings that we're exporting, which pair so beautifully with the flavors and with the cuisine, the seafood, the citrus flavors that is so prevalent.
Wines from the winery's second label, Salmon Run, will be exported as well. While Dr. Constantine Frank Winery is the first from New York to expand sales into Puerto Rico, it likely won't be the last.
We know that many other wineries are already working with the really passionate team at the New York State Office of Trade and Tourism, and we really look forward to having more New York wines available in that market really soon.
Reporting in Albany, I'm Jamie DeLine.
For your complete weather forecast and the latest in local news and sports, be sure to tune in to Eyewitness News at 6 right here on WUTR. Now, Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint has your forecast. Sorry, Craig, didn't mean to scare you. Okay. Whenever. Okay, okay. For your complete weather forecast and the latest in local news and sports, be sure to tune in to Eyewitness News at 6 right here on WUTR. I didn't forget. Okay. For your complete weather forecast and the latest in local news and sports, be sure to tune in to Eyewitness News at 6 right here on WUTR. Cool.
This is Eyewitness News This Morning.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm Shelby Pay. A meeting was held by the Utica Common Council on Monday regarding the fate of complete streets. Ordinance 9 was put before the council, and while it was expected to be resolved at that meeting, the conversation carried over into Wednesday evening. The council meeting was held yet again to vote on Ordinance 9, which would return the flow of traffic for those 5 blocks of Genesee Street to 2 northbound and 2 southbound lanes, as they had been for decades. We'll be following up with City Hall in the next few days to learn more on what residents can expect moving forward. Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint has your forecast. We'll be right back.
Your Eyewitness Weather Forecast.
Hi, good morning, everyone. So the heat and the humidity will again build today, but I think most of the time it's mainly dry. I think we're going to end up in the mid-80s. The more I'm looking at things, I think showers and thunderstorms, while there could be one to the west late today, I think most of that activity holds off until overnight tonight. And you'll see that right there. Line of showers and storms comes through. It lingers into Friday, but it will slowly start to kind of taper as we go through the course of the day, Friday, and especially by late Friday. What about the weekend? Will it set us up for a decent weekend? I think it might. There could be an isolated shower Saturday, but the last completely dry weekend we had, you got to go back to the beginning of June. I think we might have an opportunity to change that this weekend. 85 today, upper 70s Friday as it turns less humid, and again, more comfortable over the weekend. A spritz Saturday, but otherwise clearing. Spirit of 76. Warm, but not humid Sunday. High temperatures will be in the low 80s, turning toasty again into early next week with a few showers and storms by Tuesday. Latest forecast coming up tonight at 6. Make it a great day. And good morning. It will turn warmer and more humid again today, and the opportunity for a late day shower or thunderstorm probably to the west by the evening. Most of us are going to stay completely dry. Better chance of showers and storms arrives overnight tonight and spilling over into Friday. It will turn less humid by late Friday as showers and storms taper, and that should set us up for a decent weekend. 76 Saturday, warm but not humid Sunday, highs in the low 80s. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint. Good morning, everybody. The heat and the humidity build again today. Most of the time it's rain-free. Maybe a shower thunderstorm west by the evening. High temperatures in the mid-80s.